Thanks for joining me today. I'm actually out in my garden. It's kind of late afternoon, but I just wanted to show you kind of a progression of how my garden's doing. I started an early garden this year, and typically because it gets so hot where I live, my garden really doesn't go like into the fall. It usually kind of goes midsummer to the end of summer. And so I just wanted to show you some of the things that I have. So I'm starting to get some ripening tomatoes. I have a few tomatoes on the vine that are starting to turn red. And then I've also got some of these really nice, I guess you'd call them yellow pear tomatoes. They're starting to turn yellow, and I actually planted so many of these last year because I really enjoyed them. You can see my Jimmy Nardello peppers are going from a green to a red. I've got a few bell peppers on the vines, and these are my tomatillos. They're actually kind of at the end of their season here. I don't quite know what's going on, but I think I'm gonna pick what I have, and just to make sure that, you know, I get everything that I can off the bushes. I've got some little melons that are starting to ripen up. I don't have a lot. I only planted one of these plants, but you see I am getting some melons. I've got some red and yellow onions. I've got some of these in a bed, and I've also got a little bit of garlic down at the end here. I've got some basil and some different kinds of cilantro and parsley. These are all doing good in my pots. I have a few chives and some more basil over there. A little bit of gladiolas left. And then this is my Thai basil. It's doing really lovely. I've never grown that before, but I'm really happy with it. I've got a few flowers here next to my tomatoes. And these are some of the Katy onions that I'm growing. They're looking really nice. I usually plant onions along the outside of my garden beds. I realize I left my scissors out here. Here's a nice one over here. Nice onion. Got a few pumpkins that are starting to turn orange. Some of them I put in some nylons. I do have some sugar pie pumpkins. And then over here I've got some additional, I think this is a brandywine tomato plant. I've got some tomatoes on that. More of the yellow pear tomatoes. They are so delicious. And then I've got some cucumbers. I picked quite a few yesterday, but got a few more kind of hiding in there, so I'll probably pick some of those today, just so oh, there's a really big one back there. I made some pickles last week, but I've got a lot of little hidden cucumbers back here, and I've got some on the other side as well. I did want to just show you really quick, it's really important that you maybe try to use scissors instead of pulling your cucumbers off the vines. It just helps keep them intact. And the more that you cut them, the more harvest that you'll get. So there's a beautiful cucumber. There's another one. And I like to try to get them before they get too big. I can put them in the refrigerator and save them up to a week when I'm making pickles. And they just come out really good. I enjoy making pickles. Couple pumpkins here. Again, these are the sugar pie pumpkins. and they're already starting to turn orange. I've got some summer squash over here. I've got quite a few of those. My beans are kind of done. I've got a few left on the vine, but not many. Let's see my butternut squash. Or they're not butternuts, they're spaghetti squash. And I've got a few dahlias. I've got a lot of things growing, but I've been picking and canning and doing a lot of work over the last few weeks. Like I said, my garden doesn't last very long. It gets extremely hot where I live. And at some point, you know, other than the tomatoes and some of the peppers, the other things really don't like the heat. So just wanted to give you a quick update. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a lot of fruit coming ripe. A lot of my fruit trees are producing now. So I hope this is of interest to you. I might show you a couple of my fruit trees before I head out. So this is my Hancock peach. These peaches started ripening within the last week. Now they're not all ripe. You have to kind of go through and really kind of check them. They're just starting to ripen. And some of them are definitely ready to pick. I've been trying to come out in the mornings and, you know, just check to see which ones are the most ready. And these are just, there's a really nice ripe one right here. A little bit sunburned, but good. Let's see if I can find another one that's really ripe, but not sunburned. Now I'm just kind of feeling it lightly just to see if they're softened at all. And I checked all these this morning and they weren't really ready. But even within one day, there's a big difference that takes place. So got a little splinter there, but here's one here that feels pretty good. Oops, dropped another one. 2 for the price of 1. So I'm not going to pick a bunch of them because I've been picking them and you can only eat so many peaches. I think these are the next ones that are going to be ready. These are my Kim peaches. These are kind of an Alberta peach. They do really well here. They get very big, but they're not ready. They won't be ready for a couple more weeks. So the last one I wanted to show you was this beautiful European plum tree that I have. It's hard to see here, but there are just, I don't know how many, tons and tons and tons of plums. But these, when they turn a really dark black, honest to goodness, they're just like candy. They are so good and so sweet. I was gonna see if I could find one that was really ripe. The low ones, my grandkids come out and pick them in the mornings. And you can see I've just got tons of plums. They're just hanging everywhere. Goodness gracious. These look kind of dark and I just kind of feel them to see if they're starting to get real soft. There's a nice one. This one doesn't look real black, but I usually leave these on my counter for a couple of days and then they're ready, and honest to goodness, they are so delicious. So I just wanted to show you what these plums and these white Hancock peaches look like. These are the nice dark plums. They are so good and so sweet. I actually make a cobbler out of these that everybody really enjoys. Now, I leave these, like I said, on the counter, and they actually get much darker than this, but they're very good to eat like this as well. And then the other thing I have is a Hancock peach. Now, this is a white peach. It's not really a good peach for canning, but it's an extremely good peach to eat. It's a Freestone peach. If I have a bruise or anything like that, I just cut it right out of the peach, and you can see they're just really, really, really delicious. And this, honestly, just this combination of the white peaches and the plums makes the most delicious, like dump cake type of cobbler. So they're very, very, very sweet. I don't know if you can see how juicy and delicious these are. Now my cucumbers, I'm not even going to clean them. I'm just gonna throw them in a bag and throw them in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator, my crisper, and just let those sit in there for a few days. I've got several little baby cucumbers on the vine, and I really want those to develop, and then next week I'll be able to do another batch of pickles in about 4 days. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a like, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.